We emphasize syllables. We're going to record. I hope you're laughing. Okay, see this? I found this ball over in the corner. It's a little playground ball. It's smushy. It's very lightweight. It's really good to have a ball around you to get warmed up with, and I'll show you how. So, I keep getting frogs in my throat. Sorry. See this ball? Just put a ball in your hand. If you don't have a ball, wad up some socks and just hold on to the socks. Squeeze the socks. Squeeze. See how I'm squeezing? I'm squeezing with my fingers like this. I hope you see that. I'm not coming in. I'm squeezing down with straight fingers. As I squeeze down with straight fingers, I'm going to stay in the frame and I'm going to work in this very small area. So this is the workout that you pull up if in fact you want to get some loading done and you have a very small area to do it in. Don't think you have to have a big huge gym and all the equipment. That's great. I encourage it. But the reality is you're going to quit going sometime or you're not going to be around it. And so if you're on an extended vacation, 10 to 15 days, and you don't do anything, well, we're in trouble. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm being very measured. I see Chrissy popping on. Hi, Chrissy. We're getting going. And see this little squishy ball? It could be a rolled up pair of socks. When I step forward, I'm prepping my back. How am I doing that? I'm stepping forward with a straight on back foot, number one. Number two, my rib cage is lifted. My shoulders are down. I'm squishing right there. See that? I'm going to go back. Big breath through the nose. I'm going to step right into the frame. See, I know that if I go past this chair leg, I'm out of frame. So I'm working in a very small area. Every time I step forward with my toe forward and I'm squishing this ball with straight fingers, I'm not curling them in. This exerts a really much greater effort with my thumb and my fingers. But here's the deal. As I step back and as I step forward and as I change my hands, this little move, this dynamic move, will start to warm up your shoulders, your forearms, your deltoids, that's shoulders, but the back part of your back, your trapezius, your back extensors, right here. See that one move? Because I didn't let myself do this, see, I didn't let myself just kind of fall forward. I actually said rib cage up. And if I were there, that's what I would do. I would just put your shoulders down, but then right here, I wouldn't let you go like this. See, my chin is up and I'm not doing anything to activate my back extensors. You gotta do that before you go start lifting. So here I am in a very small frame, small area that I'm working around all the kids' projects and all the construction. And I'm right here getting warmed up for a nice little lifting workout. Do you see how I'm pulling my elbows back? So when I step forward, number one thing, don't turn your toe out and back. That's what most of us want to do, okay? So pretend I'm patting your shoulders, pointing to your nose, breathing in through your nose. The minute you breathe in through your nose with your mouth shut, you're going to activate your diaphragm, okay? You just are. Let that diaphragm come out, except there are some people truly, that have trained themselves to only breathe with their shoulders coming up. Drop those shoulders, my rib cage is up, the back foot is straight. So I haven't started dipping that back foot yet. Okay, that's a whole nother thing. I've just stepped back and squeezed my little ball. See that? It's a big move for somebody that really struggles with this kind of a thing. This move that I'm doing repeatedly in a very small area is very, very healing. Okay, it's healing because it's opening up and it's resetting your back. My rib cage is up. I'm pulling my elbows back. I'm squeezing. Then I step back. Then I step back again. And I hope you're doing every single one of these. Don't just quit doing it because you think you're getting bored of it. Okay? We're using this very small area to get some primary muscles warmed up so that we can do some lifting. I have a bag here. I found a bag that has about 15, maybe 20 pounds in it, because that's all I could find around here right now. Take a big deep breath. Keep those arms coming back. Okay, now we're going to start with another move. Now I'm going to hold on to the ball, to a rolled up wad of socks, to a tea towel that you tie in a knot. Now I'm going to add the next move. Let me move this over here. Okay, I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm going to do. So now I'm standing neutral, okay? Number one, stand neutral, but now tighten in your butt, your gluteals, okay? When you tighten them in, drop your shoulders, say rib cage up, okay? We're gonna do that little step again. I gotta move this back so you can see where I'm stepping, okay? Because I'm pretending, I am in, I'm not just pretending, but I'm staying in frame way back here, and I'm working around all their little kid projects. This is where they do their homeschool. Okay, now we're gonna step. See that? We're gonna take our ball. We're gonna bring our shoulders down and our elbows up. I hope you heard that. Now, since I did repeated stepping forward, now I'm gonna bend the back knee. And I'm going to keep my heel down. Some of you want to raise it immediately. Try not to. And you're in a split stance. So have a chair, a wall, something that you can right yourself if you do get off balance. Sure, you can always move your feet, but sometimes all you need is just to put your hand on a counter or something. See how I'm holding on to it? Then I come back. Now I'm going to step forward just a little wider than a normal step. I'm going to bring that ball up again. But right here, I want you to pretend that I'm right there and that my hands are on your shoulders. Yes. And then say rib cage up. Yes. Then bend that back knee. Yes. Put that heel down. And bring the elbows here where you can just see them. See, I'm looking at those elbows. I'm starting to open up through the shoulders. I'm pushing back with that ball. Pushing back, pushing up with my elbows. Take a breath. Bring those those elbows down and step back. So we've held two big moves to open up through the shoulders and everything, right? So now I'm just going to step wide, step wide. I got my little rolled up ball right here. See, it could be a tea towel. It could be, again, a wadded up thing of socks. And why do I have just something like that in your hand? Because I want you to be pushing in on it while you do the move. See, I'm pushing in on it. I'm pushing in on it with my fingers. When you push in with your fingers into that ball, and they're kind of straight, they're not just all bent in, you're pushing in, you're going to start using a lot of muscles in your arms, in your forearms. So push in with almost a flat finger. Yeah, you're pushing in with that thumb. See how I'm just tightening in and I'm not leaning forward while I'm doing this? A lot of people will start doing this and they'll lean forward. I want you upright. Do not lock your knees. Many of us want to lock our knees. Why? Because it feels easier. It's not really, but it feels easier. I want you to unlock your knees. Step back into your whole foot with a little more pressing into the heels, and then turn, okay? So if you take these prompts that I'm really spitting out there, it's gonna help you understand what functioning in neutral stance feels like. So rib cage up, every time you turn, rib cage up, soften the knees. Big breath through the nose. I'm squeezing with that ball with my fingers. And some of you may say, oh, I don't have a ball, Jeannie. I'm saying get a rolled up wad of socks, okay? And let that be your ball, because I want you to squeeze in on the ball. This one's perfect because I'm squeezing in on it. I have them at home, but this is the one I found around here today. Big breath. Drop your shoulders. Keep your knees soft. I am not pivoting. I am not pivoting. I'm trying to address tightness in your lower back, tightness through the shoulders. Do one or two more squeezes, one or two more with that little wad of socks or a ball. Keep your shoulders down, big breath. Then you're gonna step in, step out, step forward, step back, step forward, step back, step in, step out. Stay rib cage up. I'm going to step forward. Do you see how I didn't lean in? I got my ball right here in my hand, like I'm going to serve it up to you. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to step back, okay? Little ball. I'm going to serve it up to you. Step forward. And right now, pretend I'm right there tapping you right here, okay? And so if I was tapping you right here, you would say, quit that, Jeannie. And I would say, no, you're leaning forward. So I'm trying to prompt you to say rib cage up, step back, step in, okay? So these are all hip ranges that we've got to keep really working well. It's a step out, it's a step out. See that? It's a step back. It's a hinge forward, it's a hinge back. It's a step forward, hinge forward, hinge back. Come to neutral, other leg. Step back first. See that one little change. Then step forward as you're hinging. See, you're serving the ball up on a platter. You come back. You step back. Hinge, don't lean in, and come back. So my goal in doing all these little tricky moves that are not difficult, they're just the ranges that a hip needs to function in, and a back needs to function in, and a shoulder hinge needs to function in and rotate in. And I'm trying to get you, my goal is to get you to work in these ranges for a couple of minutes, because that's when you're going to get warmed up. Okay, now let's take it on in to the last move before we start doing our lifts. So you see how I'm doing this? I'm going to bring it right here, and my elbow is pointing where? Now, as I'm doing this, all I want you to do is, I don't want you to do anything except lift your foot. That's it. See, you're going to shift. You're going to hold this arm up here. You're going to lift your foot. So if I tell you to lift your foot, you won't over lift through the hip and knee. See, I just want to release the foot, and I'm shifting with this right here, pointing up. Okay, I'm going to grab it. I'm going to come down. Then I'm going to take this one. I'm I'm going to shift. I'm going to tighten. I'm going to drop my shoulders. My elbows pointing to the ceiling. What am I going to do here? All I want you to do is release your foot. See that? Then I'm going to come back down, shift. I'm going to bring this hand up, grab it, come down, lift that foot. So now I'm getting in this whole workout, single leg standing. So we did split stance, but now I'm encouraging you to do what? I'm encouraging you to just put your hand over your head and to do a single leg stance. I'm not bringing my knee up. We do that, and that's great. But right here, when you release your toe, did you lock your knee? Some of you, I'm not saying you're little liars. I'm just saying that you probably aren't going to tell me the truth. Okay, other arm. We're going to come up over the head. See? Where's the elbow first? If the elbow is out here, this is not what I'm wanting you to do. I am wanting you to do this. And if you've had a shoulder issue, you should be able to, if you are okay to move, you should be able to at least put your forearm on your head. If you will just do this, your elbow will be in the right position. Okay? So when I'm like this, I'm going to shift and I'm going to bring the opposite toe of the same toe up of the elbow that's up. See that? So where is my pressure? In my foot, in all the side, but I'm not overleaning. But now I'm going to just bring that hand above my head and I'm going to stay on this foot. Then I'm going to shift over, bring it down, other arm. Here I go. I'm right here. See, if you have to, if you can get it over your head, that's great. But just put that forearm right on top of your head. If you'll get that forearm on top of your head, drop your shoulder. Your elbow will be pointing correct. Now shift. Now bend the knee. Now release the toe. And hang out here with me just for a couple seconds. Just your ankle and foot should be just working all over the place. Yes, don't lock, don't lock, don't lock. Elbow is up, elbow is up, elbow is up, elbow is up. Put that foot down, bring those hands down. Yeah, I know. Here we go. So what I just showed you just now is something that you could do almost every day, with or without a ball, with or without socks. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm going from my toes to my heels. I'm going to my toes and to my heels. I'm staying a little bit bent. I'm staying rib cage up. I'm going to my toes, both toes. Bring your heels up. Both heels, bring your toes up. Toes, heels. Drop your shoulders. Toes, heels. I'm tiny bit hip hinge, but my rib cage is up. Do you see how whenever I grab my ball back here, many of you are going to bring your shoulders up. Drop your shoulders down, okay? Big breath through the nose. You're grabbing that ball. Sit back into the heels. Now go into the toes. Lift the heels. Yes, both together. Drop your shoulders. Rock back into the heels. And lift your toes up. See, we're just rocking and rolling, keeping our shoulders down. So I'm wanting you to do this little task as much in neutral posture as you possibly can be, because I want that to become normal for you, so that when you do start getting into this kind of a bent, you stop and you go, oh my gosh, I am not in neutral posture like she's, ragging on us to do. And take a moment. You have to stop yourself. Take a moment, take a big breath through your nose. Number one, drop your shoulders, say rib cage up, and then bend the knee to take that step. Bend the knee to take that step. You bend the knee and lift it up to take the step so that you don't get into this, because that's where all your friends are going and you don't want to go there, and I'm telling you how not to. It's the first couple steps, and I've talked about this, but it's very important when I'm fixing to do some lifting, okay? Now take that rolled up ball of socks and just give it a toss. See that? This simple little maneuver, you can add walking around, you can just step forward and back. See, step forward and back. That's a good one to do. This little maneuver done in neutral spine is a game changer, because I'm linking normal, everyday, move around moves to trying to train you to function in neutral spine. Okay, you see how I'm going to do a 360? I'm taking my little rolled up ball of socks and I'm tossing and I'm turning in a 360. See? You just keep turning, you keep tossing and throwing, and you keep saying rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up. And you take a walking step and you turn. See? Walking step and turn, but you keep saying rib cage up. Am I leaning in? Am I junting my chin out? Am I bringing my shoulders up to my ears? Okay, so you are the one that has to keep an eye on that. All right, so see how just a 360 spin in a normal stepping pattern as you're moving through this helps you to strengthen your back extensors. Oh my goodness. You know how sometime when you're going shopping, or you're going shopping, let's say grocery shopping, everybody grocery shops, and your propensity is to do what with that cart? Lean in on it. And I'm telling you, don't do that. You can put your hands on the thing, but you push down on it as you extend yourself up. So even going grocery shopping, you can make yourself stronger. Okay? You got to choose to do that. And I'm telling you, I know all this because I'm right there. Okay? I'm going to pick up about 20 pounds now. So, unless I told you, this is our loading day, which you know, Friday's a loading day. But today, what I found to load with is a carry. Okay? And so when it's down like this, it doesn't feel too heavy. So this is about 15 to 20 pounds, but go as heavy as you feel you can. Now, if you want to just pick up one weight and hold with two hands, that's fine. That could be your heavy. But we're going to go wide and we're going to start going down the pathway of our loading. Okie dokie. So we're going to start with our carry. So mine is got a strap on it, and it's just like a bag of some sort. So I'm going to go wide with my hands, I'm going to go wide with my feet, and then I'm just going to bring it down. Now be careful, because when you so if you have your weights at home, or you're not doing, maybe you don't have a carry, get your weights, put it as heavy as you feel you can, put your hands under it in the middle with two. And you see how I am addressing this? You see the hip hinge? So I'm going to come up now. I'm going to hold myself in a good hip hinge, and now I'm going to go into a hyperextension with that weight, pulling against the weight right now. See that? Bend my knees. Then I'm going to hip hinge, push back, and I'm not going to put it down, but I'm going to go pull right to my collarbone, bring it back down. Pull to my collarbone, bring it back down. Pull to my collarbone, Bring it back down. Keep your back extended. Come right up here. And yes, each time I'm tightening my gluteals and I'm pushing my hips forward just a little because I'm trying to give my back a gentle load as I go through this with both hands. Pull, keep your butt tightened up, push your hips forward, keep your fist right under your chin, then come back down. Don't touch the ground. Don't touch the ground. Now I'm going to come up and I'm going to just stand here with my knees soft, and now I'm just going to pull my arms. I'm going to pull it right up under my chin. See? Pull right up under the chin. Pull right up under the chin. Pull. Big breath. Breath is coming in through the nose always. Okay? Don't lean in. Don't lean in. Stay up. See, when you're up like this and you're working your bicep, what else are you working? You are working here. Big time. But it's not as heavy as I could go. But I am really having to hold neutral spine in this position. As I do my bicep curl, I am working my back. Yes, I am working my quads because my knee is soft. I'm not locked. I have to hold this position. Pull, breath, pull, breath. My hold is palm up right now. We're going to do some with the palm down. But right now, I want to get a higher repetition because I'm using a lighter weight. So I'm going to go higher repetition. That's a little more gentle on your joints, but it still might take a tiny bit longer, but it's going to work your muscles, which in turn works your bones. Okay, again, knees soft. Yes. Back is extended. Yes. Take a breath through the nose. Bring those hands right up under your chin. Watch your stance. Yeah, keep your shoulders down. Okay, I got about 3 more. Breath. Okay, 2 more. Breath. Okay, 1 more. Breath. Nice. Okay. Now we're going to put our carry, our little, get your little strap ready to go. So I'm on the side. See that? So if you notice, this strap is kind of long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cinch it down the strap. Okay. So now I'm holding in a fist hold. Okay. You could have your weights, just your regular weights, but they need to be a little heavier, 1 more heavier than what you're normally used to. Okay. So I've got them right here. I'm going to step back with my opposite leg of where this carry is. Okay. So I'm going to step back. See that? Yeah. Here's my carry right here. So I've stepped back, and here's my carry. And now I'm going to just bring that elbow back, and then I'm going to come right here as it's dropping straight down. And then I'm going to just pull that carry up. I'm going to pretend it is a bucket that I don't want to spill the contents. And as I lift it, see, I'm using all kinds of functional moving muscles right here. And by being on one side, the opposite side of my back of where the carry is has to stabilize everything now. Okay? Or I'd fall over toward my weighted arm. See that? So I'm just coming up, keeping my shoulders down. I'm in a split stance, breathing in through the nose. Yeah, just a couple more. Right here. 1 more. And bring your leg up. Now don't forget, it was Let's just switch to the other side. Let's put it down because this is the side I'm going to pick up. Okay. So I'm going to pick up this side and I'm going to step back with the other leg. But right now we're going to take a little interset break. And it's a turn. Okay. It's a turn. Now remember in the warm up, I had you have a ball and you could get your ball again. I'm just stepping wide. But here's what I don't want you to do. Don't pivot. So I'm going to turn and you can have your ball in your hand or just hold your hands together. Okay. Do you see that? Then I come central. My feet are forward. Okay. And I'm going to turn. Okay. This turns in a transverse your back, your shoulders. It pivots your knee in a little. But see, I'm not moving my feet. That's why you feel a great stretch coming all the way up through the groin, all the way in the muscles surrounding the knee, your foot, it goes all the way down to your foot. If you'll just do this stance, I'm going to change it and pivot in just a second, but I want you to feel this because just one little change in how you execute one of these moves really changes the game. Okay, so as you're doing this, you see I'm stopping. And why am I doing that? Because people will start seeing me, then they just start stringing. They just start stringing it from one to the other and swinging. And I want to swing. I want to pull, and then I want to pull. And I want to feel my feet and give my feet a chance to come into the inside, then to go to the outside. See? And if I pivot, I don't get that internal and external rocking in my feet, in my ankles. Keep your elbows down. See, I don't flare my elbows here. I want to say rib cage up. I want to turn. And here's the thing. If I came to you right now to see if, oh yeah, you're doing that just really good. You know what I would do? I would look at you right here and I would line up my ear, my shoulder, my hip, and my knee. And if I couldn't do that, then we'd have to make some changes. For instance, if I did this and I'm in a normal stance that I see in every class I've ever taught, it would be this. You see how I'm leaning? I got my feet correct, but I'm not lined up. Okay? I hope this is making sense. So when I come here, I just push that elbow back. That's all I do. I stay in line, ear, shoulder, hip, knee. And I turn as far as I can, drop my shoulders, take a big breath, pull that elbow back. Then come forward, then do it on the other side. You keep your feet pointing forward. Do not lean. Okay, do not lean. Rib cage up, ear, shoulder, hip. Pull that elbow back. I'm putting this one in here specifically for Kay. I know it. Okay, bring those arms out. Now I got my little carry right here because this is the side I'm going to pick up. And what am I going to do? I'm going to take my opposite leg and go back. See? So that's how we're going to go. So I put this over here because I already did this side, right? So here I am. Here's my carry. And if you don't have a carry, and I will say, some of you are coming on, and maybe you haven't done so much weights before, or maybe you overdid something. Do this whole thing with no weights. That's perfectly fine. But if you have a little carry bag, it could be a bag full of 2 cans. Okay? That would be your carry. Very light. See, I'm stepped a little wide. Here's my carry. This is a long handle. I don't want to bend my elbow like that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to choke up on it. Okay? Pretty much everybody knows what choking up is. Well, maybe Nancy doesn't know. It's like choking up on a bat, Nancy. I hope you're laughing. It's just easy to mess with Nancy. Okay? Do you see how I came from here to here, what bent? Did anybody notice? Yeah, I didn't bend my back. I put this down by pushing my butt back. My back stayed in extension. Then I'm going to pick it up, pushing through my feet. That's how you pick things up. You don't be picking it up with your back, okay? Your back is engaged because it's extended. Now take this leg and go back. Now we're going to be a little off balance. You see that? Just a little off balance. So if you now bring your bag, your carry up, and if you are doing your weights, then you don't have to worry about that. Because now you're going to bend your elbow, and when you pull this up, your elbow should be pointing back. Your shoulder should be down. I have a little tiny bend in my knee back here, okay? I don't lock either knees. Say rib cage up. Some of you are really leaning, so pull up, drop your shoulders, and just bring that. You can be right there and they can't see you. Ellie thinks you can't see her now. My oldest grandchild has just arrived. She's on the cusp of being a teenager. And so, you know what goes with that. She's still here in my class watching. Okay, take a breath. Okay, now we're going to go different. We're taking the same stance. Yes, I want you to take the same stance. It's going to be hard. Okay, you're going to feel muscles over here. Okay, you're supposed to keep that knee bent, shoulders down. Okay, now we're going to act like we're going to bring our pail of water up. See that? See that? Take a breath. Push back into the back foot. You're going to lean too far forward. See, just bring it up. Yeah, keep your shoulders down. Take a breath. Keep bending that back knee. See how I'm bringing it up? So this is making me really use this side because I have to stay stable. So as I lift my heavy load, I don't want to lean in. Number one, take a big breath. Number two, exhale when you lift. Even though this isn't that heavy of a weight, and I'm doing more repetitions because of that, you gotta breathe. You gotta breathe. Okay, keep correcting yourself. Some of you are getting into leaning. See, I just want to bring up that pail of water. That's it. I just want to bring it up right here. And those of you with shoulder issues, this is an excellent move because you're not overusing. You're using your stability muscles to hold you, and then your arm muscles to do the move. See that? So keep the knee in the back, bent. Keep your shoulders down. Take big breaths through your nose. I'm going to give you this and let you carry it so you can see what is in there. It's toys. It's dolls. Okay, one more. Stay with me, you guys. Don't quit. Don't quit. Rib cage up. Here we go. Right here. Right here. Right here. And bring it right here. I'm going to put it right here because I'm going to be picking it up like this now. Okay. Okay. Now remember the shifting that we did earlier. Okay. Keep your hips right here. Here's what you don't want to do. Do not lock your knee. Keep your knee a little bit soft. See how I'm rotating and I'm just bringing that toe up, bringing the toe up, bringing the toe up. Yeah, right here. Stay wide. Keep your shoulders down. Bring the toe up. Stay with me. Yes, stay with me. Just a few more. I know. I understand. This is my hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. Take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders. Just bring your toe off the ground. Right there. Soft knee. Soft knee. Breath. Yeah, rib cage up. Breath. Just a few more. Just a few more. Don't quit. Don't quit. Bring the toe up. Hang on with me. Hang on with me. See, when I say a few, See, Kathy goes crazy because you can't count. Because a few can be legally, see, my rule, 2 to 20. Okay, bring it in. Turn the toe out. Turn the toe out. I know it. It should have got you right here. If your tummy was tight, your rib cage was lifted, and you were doing that, and that with a neutral spine and knees bent, you should have really felt some heat right here. Yes. Okay. Another little interset before we go to pick up again. Here's my chair, right? Let's pretend I have a wall here, or I have a pole. So get a wall, a pole, a counter, a chair, something beside you, because we're going to lift our leg up to the chair. Okay, and this is a very scary move. If you have joints replaced and you go into this kind of a big move, it may be too big for some of you. Okay, and I know that. So what I'm encouraging you is to make sure you have something solid that you can put your hand on. Got it? That's number one. Number two, when you go from doing some steady state work like we were doing to now bending and bringing your leg up this high, you got to get used to it. Don't go so fast. Slow it down. Have something you can hang on to, another chair, a table, a counter. You get it. Okay? And Kay makes sure that she always follows my instruction of holding on to something. I won't get into that. Here we go. Shift. You're going to bring it up. Hold on to something. Okay? Hold on to something. Shift. Don't lean in. Shift. Bring that knee up. All the way up. And do it multiple times. I am telling you, if you will hit a neutral spine, and let's say you didn't do hardly anything else through your days, if you did this one move, 3 sets of 10, that's 10, 10, 10, or 30. You don't have to do them all at once. Let's say you do 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, 10 in the evening. Okay? Some of you say, oh, that's so many times to do. And I'm saying, well, did you eat today? A couple of times? If you did, and you went and sat on that chair all those times, you can do these. So I'm just giving you a little suggestion of how to put something like this in your day. It's a shifting, it's a lifting, it's a reaching that knee up. This is one of the best balance skills you can do, because it's a single leg stance. And then when you start getting advanced, you got your chair there, bring it up. Now soften the knee, say rib cage up, and then just release the toe and try to hang out here on one leg with your knee this high. Okay? Just try to do it. Hold on to something if you need to, gently, and try to do that single leg unsupported with anything else, but it's there if you need it. You're going to find out that you're more stable on one side than the other. That's why we got to work at this. Okay? Shift, rib cage up. Those have to be in place. Then you're ready to bring that leg up. Then you're ready to try to just hold it right there. And then see, your chair is there. Put your toe down if you need to. Rib cage up. Go again. Try to hold it 5 seconds. Try to hold it 10 seconds. Try to hold it 20 seconds. If you can hold this for 30 seconds, oh my goodness, you're going to notice a huge change in your balance, okay, for the better. Okay, one more on the other side. Shift, rib cage up, drop your shoulders. Yes. Then you start to slowly get that knee ready. You're on your toe. Then you bring up the big move, holding if you need to. Drop your shoulders. So if you are struggling with balance or you're noticing that, we got to keep working on our strength. And this, my friends, is a strength move. Okay, keep your knees soft. I can tell you this side is much harder for me to balance on. And those of you out there with double hips done, this is such an important move for you to just keep working on. Once you get to where you can do, without your toe on the chair, even 10 seconds, and you put your foot down when you want to put it down, that's a good thing. Okay, taking our little interset break. We are ready. Are you ready? Here's my carry. It could be one of your weights. If it's one of your weights, you're going to pick it up with 2 hands. Okay? And you're going to have to go down a little further to pick it up. So mine is right here. See? See? Just like that. See that? Just like that. Now before I had it like this, but now I'm going to hold it down like this. And I'm going to bring these up like this. So now I have an overhand, not an underhand grip. So it's like this. So if you had our little, our weights, your hands would be right here in the middle, kind of one over the other. So you do that. And then if you have a carry, you're going to be like this. So see, I'm up. And all I'm going to do is bring that weight. I'm not going to bring it all the way to my collarbone. Nope, not at all. But I'm in a good stance. That's number 1. Knees are soft, rib cage is up. I'm holding, gripping down, not up. And I'm going to bring this up where my shoulders just pull back. So at this point, your shoulders are down, and then they squeeze like you're trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades. And then you go down just to your knees, right here. So rib cage up. Ready? Here we go. Right there. Now squeeze. Yes? Squeeze it in and bring it down. Take a big deep breath. Here we go. Right there. Squeeze and bring it back down. Okay, stay with me. These are soft. Yes. Shoulders are down. Yes. Really get that back extensor going. Now, once you get to here, the elbows come in, the shoulders squeeze together. Shoulder blades are squeezing together, and you're hanging on to this. It's about a medium weight. It's not as heavy as it could be, but that's okay. We're going to do a little bit more repetition. Take a big deep breath. Keep your knees soft. Yes. Hands are down. Here we go. Bring it right to there. Now squeeze the shoulder blades in. Squeeze the shoulder blades in. Squeeze them in. Squeeze them in. Take big breaths. Squeeze them in. Keep your shoulders down. Big breath. Big breath. Big breath. Big breath. And bring it back down. Okay. Now I'm going to put my little carry right there. I'll put it right here so you can see what I'm doing. All right. Now, a little interset. Shake out, shake out, shake out. Now we're going to do the pivot. So I'm right here. And what am I going to do? I'll grab my ball, since that's what we started with. Some of you say, well, what's that? It's just a ball. It could be wadded up socks. It could be a wadded up tea towel. It's something that I have to squeeze my fingers in on. That's all. Okay? Now I'm going to pivot. You see that? This is a very different move than turning without a pivot. You're still keeping your ears over your shoulders, shoulders over your ears. Okie dokie? That's very important here. Now get ready, and we're going to pivot just like you're in a basketball game. And you need to pivot. So you can lift the heel and pivot if you're trying to get rid of the ball. But the minute you lift that foot, you get called. You get a violation. Okay? So I'm going to pivot, and I'm turning. This toe stays straight. See, I'm pivoting. Okay? Then I come back, and then I pivot. This toe stays straight, this pivots. See? Here, shoulder, hip. Make sure you get that line. Meaning, so when you get ready to pivot, many of you are going to turn your foot a little bit. So I'm just, it's okay, but I'm trying to keep your feet straight and then pivot this one. See how I'm up now and I'm turning? That does totally different things through the hip and the knee and the foot, okay? Pivot, ear, shoulder, hip. See that? In a straight line. Turning. Take a big deep breath and come back. You only need to do a few. Feels so much better. Now hit that split stance. Come right here and come right here. Now here's a little ball. If you don't have a ball, just pretend or get a tea towel. Make a knot. Because I'm going to come under here and I'm going to grab it. See that? I'm grabbing it. My back leg is what? Bent. I'm in a split stance. My shoulders are down. Then I'm going to open and come back. So I want to transfer. Drop your shoulders. Some of you have real shoulder issues. Okay? We got all kinds of stuff going on. Number one, if you've had your birthday for years over 40, we'll say 35. This might be a little hard because you have injured, you have lived a little, okay? And yes, I'm doing this repeatedly, and you see what I'm holding myself in a split stance. My foot in the back is straight, but it's a split stance. I got my heel down. I'm transferring this ball back and forth. I'm keeping my shoulders down. Okay? I don't have my arms way up to do this move. Keep the shoulders down. Big breath through the nose. Do this repeatedly until you can do it very smoothly. And you can switch. You can go, see, I'm coming this way, right here. Now go the other way. A little tiny change. So you might say, well, what difference does that make, Janie? You know what it changes? Changes your brain. Yes, it does. Take a big deep breath. Keep your shoulders down. Stay with me. Okay. Change your stance. Bring the other leg back. Yes. Okay, so once you get a nice split stance, you get to choose how wide. Okay. Drop your shoulders. Say rib cage up. And go into our circle. So you just act like you're striking a circle around you. That's it. You do about, I don't know, anywhere from 5 or 6 to 10 or 12. Okay? Keep your back knee bent. Back knee is bent. Just a little. Rib cage up. Okay, reverse now. Go the other way. Yeah, it changes your brain when you do that. Okay? Say rib cage up. Don't lean in. Take a big deep breath. Big deep breath. Big deep breath. Big deep breath. And bring it down. And come back to neutral stance. Here's that little silly ball. See that? So you should be feeling that. Okay? Okay. Who knew? We're right here at the end of class. So what I'm going to do with you now is a full body chair plank. Okay. Some of you might say, "Oh, I didn't see you doing these tummy moves." The whole class was tummy moves. Number one. Number two, we'll be specific now. We're going to go to the chair. We're going to put our hands on the chair. We're going to just step back. But what do we have to make sure of? We have to make sure that our shoulders are over our wrist. If this is too hard for you, then just come in a little bit. You see how that just really eases things? And that's okay. Get your shoulders correct. Step back. Take a big deep breath. Now tighten your butt. And just step out and step out. And step in and step in. See that? Step out and step out. Take a big deep breath. Step in and step in. And you keep a plank. And you can do it here, modified. See, I can do this. See how I've modified? How did I modify? All I did was bend at the hip and the knee. That's it. I just bent it in. Then I could step back and make it much more challenging. So I'm right here and I'm right here. Take a big deep breath now. And I'm gonna let my hips just swing forward. But I gotta keep my shoulders down. Gotta keep my shoulders down. Keep your shoulders down. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Let your back hyperextend. Take a breath. Take a breath. Now push it back. Bring your feet in. Put your elbows down. And you're doing a little tiny fold. See how I'm bringing my knees right in here to the chair? I want to fold in there. Take a big deep breath. And then I'm going to come back. And come back. And come up. Bring my shoulders around. My shoulders around. My shoulders around. Take a big, wide open. Come into a W. This move now should be much more easy for you to do. See, palms down, palms up, and I go into my W. You see my W? My W is not here. My W is not here. My W is right here where I can touch my deltoid. Ear, shoulder, hip, knee. That's a neutral stance. Whatever you do today, try to hit a neutral stance, okay? It's going to be hard at first. You'll have to remind yourself. But in about 2 or 3 weeks, you will notice that you're starting to catch yourself in a neutral stance. At your computer, at your sink, wherever you're at, walking, okay? So that's my goal for you today. And this was our strength training in a very small area. So I'm going to say, if you just don't have a lot of room and you want to do some strength work, I will let you know that it can be done. Okay, bye.